guys, welcome my video. Today I will conduct an interview with a swimming coach. Before that, introduce myself. My name is Indah Amrani. I'm from group 7, but I'm not alone. And this is my friend. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Sabter Sinaga.
And this is.
Halo, my name is Tirti Sultan Siboro.
And let's wait.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Supriyanto Sikombing.
Okay, let's start to interview. Let's go. Okay, guys, we are now with the swimming coach. We want to interview. Good afternoon, coach. What's your name?
My name is Saputri.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Okay. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. My name is Indah Amrani, and this is my friend.
My name is Jimmy Sabter Sinaga.
My name is Tirti Sultan Siboro. My name is Muhammad Supriyanto.
A student from State University of Medan, majoring in sports science. Okay, first question. Could you tell me a little bit about your background? How did you first become interested in coach swim?
Kebetulan karena latar belakang saya juga berenang dan saya juga kuliah di jurusan olahraga. Jadi saya menekuni pelatih renang ini karena kebetulan ya saya juga renang, saya kuliah olahraga yang mempelajari tentang latihan dan gimana caranya menjadi pelatih atau guru gitu yang baik, makanya jadi saya menekuni bidang ini sekarang gitu.
Coincidentally, because my background is a swimmer and I also study sport majoring, so I am studying swimming coaching because coincidentally, I am also a swimming athlete. I study sport which studies training and how to become a good coach or teacher. That's why I am pursuing this field now.
Wow, that's very interesting. If I may ask, what philosophy or approach do you use in training your swimmers, especially beginner?
Biasanya untuk pemula gitu yang belum pernah berenang atau betul-betul dari nol lah, itu biasanya saya melakukan pendekatan yang kayak diajak cerita dulu, ditanya pendapat dia tentang air, ditanya dia udah pernah berenang nggak, apa takut air nggak gitu, atau misalnya kalau misalnya dia takut air biasanya itu memang agak lama, cuman kalau diajak main-main terus diajak main biasanya bisa. Pendekatannya gitu aja sih.
Asli for beginners who have never swim or are really starting from zero. I actually approach them by asking them to tell a story first, asking their opinion about water, asking them if they have swim before, if they are afraid of water, or of example if they are afraid of water. It actually take a while, but if you ask them to play around, keep playing around, they actually can do it. That's the approach.
Also, what are some of the biggest challenges you often face as swimming coach? How do you overcome them?
Tantangan terbesar biasanya atlet mental sih, mental harus dilatih, mentalnya harus kuat karena kan bakalan menghadapi pertandingan. Kan di renang juga dia yang diuji kecepatan. Jadi atlet harus punya mental yang kuat. Pokoknya waktu di pertandingan itu gimana dia caranya bisa nggak terganggu, nggak terhambat, nggak terguncang dengan kanan kiri depan belakangnya lah, fokus dengan apa dia sendiri, target dia sendiri gitu.
The big challenge is usually the athlete mentality. You have to be trained mentality, you have to be strong mentality, because you will face a match in swimming. He was also tested for speed, so athlete must a strong mentality. The main danger is that during the competition, how can they not be disturbed, not second by the right, left, front and back, focus on what his himself is on target.
How do you help athlete who experience mental block or lack confidence when facing competition?
Biasanya kalau misalnya ada atlet yang kurang percaya diri itu kan biasanya udah kelihatan tuh dari latihan. Dari latihan biasanya udah ditanamkan ke mereka lah, percaya diri, tegas lah pelatihnya kan, harus tegas, harus dari latihan aja dia harus ditanamkan percaya diri. Jadi waktu di pertandingan, waktu ada event atau apa gitu, mereka udah langsung pede dengan berenangannya mereka masing-masing. Dan supaya si atlet juga percaya diri, ya harus latihan, harus terus dilaksanakan latihan. Di renang kan ada banyak latihan, semua latihan itu harus dimakan, harus dilaksanakan lah, diselesaikan semua latihan. Otomatis waktu tanding dia akan percaya diri sendiri lah gitu.
Asli, if there are athletes who lack self-confidence, it can easily be sent from training. Self-confidence is asli instilled in them for training. Be firm in training. You have to be cruel. You have to be instilled with self-confidence from training so that where is a match. When there is an event or something like that, they are immediately confident with their respective swimming, and so that the athlete is so confident. They have to practice. They have to keep doing the training. In swimming, there are a lot of training. All the training have to be eaten. They have to be implemented. All the training are complete automatically. When they complete, they will be confident.
That's very inspiring, coach. As a coach, how do you assess success in training a swimmer? It's solely based on competition assessment, or are there or aspect?
Biasanya kami menganggap si anak ini udah berhasil tuh dari segi disiplinnya. Pertama tuh kan disiplin, terus percaya dirinya, terus ketekunannya dalam berlatih, dan biasanya kami menargetkan itu bukan hanya juara, nggak pun itu juara, itu urusan belakangan. Yang penting dia percaya diri dan mencapai waktu terbaiknya, best time-nya di pertandingan gitu. Karena kan kita punya catatan waktu kalau di renang. Catatan waktu, kalau bisa dia memecahkan catatan waktunya yang sebelumnya menjadi yang lebih bagus lagi gitu aja.
Asli, we consider this child to have success in terms of discipline. First of all, discipline. Then his self-confidence. Then his perseverance in training. His perseverance in training, and asli we target is not only to be champion or not. That's a later matter. What's important is that his confidence and of his best time. His best time in the competition, because we have a time record. If in swimming, the time record. If he can break the previous time record to be even better. That's all.
Okay, and one last question. What message or advice can you give us as a sports science student may also be interested in becoming in the future?
Nasihat yang saya berikan untuk adik-adik sekalian ini, rajin-rajin kuliah kan, ikuti apa kata dosen, terus jangan buat yang aneh-aneh di fakultas. Apa yang dikasih tahu dosen dipelajari, itu ada gunanya nanti waktu setelah tamat dari jurusan tersebut, ada gunanya pasti. Terus enaklah tekuni juga di salah satu bidang, misalnya suka renang nih kan, tekuni di bidang renang, pelajari gimana itu pelatih renang, nanti setelah tamat bisa buat lisensi renang, jadi bisa buka apa sendiri yang dan bisa membranding diri. Jadi kayak saya pelatih renang yang punya lisensi dan tamatan olahraga gitu aja.
The advice I give to all of you is be diligent in your studies, follow what the lecturer says, and don't do anything strange at the faculty. What the lecturer tells you to learn will be useful after you graduate. Of course, this major is definitely useful, and it's good to be persistent in one of the fields. For example, you like swimming, be diligent in the field of swimming, learn how a swimming coach works. Then after graduating, you can get a swimming license so you can start something yourself. And you can branding myself like I'm a swimming coach who has a license and is a sport graduate. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much for your time and information. Your answer are very helpful for the assessment, and we also learn a lot from your experience.
Ya, sama-sama. Ya.
Okay, guys, that's the result of our interview with the coach. We will be signing off now. See you in the next video. Bye.